Josip Broz Tito was born on May 7, 1892, in the village of Kumrovec, then part of Austria-Hungary, now in Croatia. He was the seventh of 15 children in a modest peasant family. His father, Franjo Broz, was a Croat, and his mother, Maria Javeršek, was a Slovene. The household faced financial difficulties, and young Josip often helped with farm work. He attended primary school in Kumrovec, completing 4 years of education. At the age of 12, he left home to work as a locksmith's apprentice in Sisak. There he was exposed to socialist ideas through fellow workers and local trade unions. By 1910, at age 18, he had joined the Social Democratic Party of Croatia and Slavonia, marking his first steps into political activism. His early experiences with poverty, manual labor, and political organizing would shape his lifelong commitment to socialism and workers' rights. In 1913, Josip Broz was conscripted into the Austro-Hungarian army and soon became a sergeant major, one of the youngest in the army. When World War I broke out in 1914, he was deployed to the Eastern Front against Russia. In 1915, during a battle in Galicia, he was wounded and captured by Russian forces. As a prisoner of war, he was sent to various camps across Russia where he witnessed the hardships of war and the crumbling Tsarist regime. During his captivity, Tito became increasingly sympathetic to revolutionary ideas. In 1917, he witnessed the Russian Revolution firsthand, which had a profound impact on his political thinking. He eventually joined Bolshevik circles and participated in local revolutionary activities. After several years in Russia, he returned to his homeland in 1920, bringing with him a firm belief in communism and a determination to fight for workers' rights and social change. After returning to Yugoslavia in 1920, Josip Broz joined the newly established Communist Party of Yugoslavia, CPY, which was soon outlawed by the government. He became active in underground party work, focusing on organizing factory workers and trade unions. Throughout the 1920s, he was frequently arrested for his political activities and spent significant time in prison, where he deepened his ideological commitment and strengthened his connections with other communists. In 1928, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison for spreading communist propaganda and organizing strikes. After his release in the early 1930s, he resumed clandestine activities and was eventually sent to the Soviet Union for training by the East Comintern. There he adopted the revolutionary name Tito. In the late 1930s, during Stalin's purges of foreign communist parties, Tito carefully navigated the political turmoil and emerged as a trusted figure. By 1937, he was appointed General Secretary of the CPY, consolidating his leadership and setting the stage for his future role as the leader of the Yugoslav resistance in post-war Yugoslavia. When Axis powers invaded and dismembered Yugoslavia, in April 1941, Josip Broz Tito, as head of the Communist Party of Yugoslavia, quickly moved to organize armed resistance. He established the Yugoslav Partisans, a communist-led guerrilla movement that became the most effective anti-Axis force in the country. Under his leadership, the partisans conducted widespread sabotage, ambushes, and liberation of territory, while also promoting a vision of a federal, multi-ethnic Yugoslavia. Tito's forces faced brutal repression from German, Italian, Ustaše, and Chetnik forces, yet continued to grow in strength and popular support. In 1943, Tito convened the Anti-Fascist Council for the National Liberation of Yugoslavia, AVNOJ, which laid the foundation for a post-war socialist state, independent of the pre-war monarchy. That same year, he survived several German offensives, including Operation Weiss and Operation Schwarz. In 1944, Tito met with Winston Churchill and secured British and Allied support for the partisans as the legitimate resistance force. By the end of the war, Tito had not only liberated much of Yugoslavia, but had also positioned himself as the country's future leader, commanding both military respect and political authority. After the end of World War II, Josip Broz Tito emerged as the unchallenged leader of Yugoslavia. In 1945, he proclaimed the Federal People's Republic of Yugoslavia, abolishing the monarchy and establishing a socialist state. He became Prime Minister and Minister of Defense, consolidating political power while maintaining his leadership of the Communist Party. Initially aligned with the Soviet Union, Tito implemented socialist reforms, including nationalization of industry and collectivization of agriculture. However, tensions with Stalin soon surfaced over Yugoslavia's independent policies and Tito's refusal to subordinate his government to Moscow's control. In 1948, Yugoslavia was expelled from the Cominform, marking a dramatic break with the Soviet bloc. Tito responded by pursuing a path of non-alignment, balancing relations between East and West during the Cold War. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, he promoted economic reforms, worker self-management, and greater autonomy for the republics within Yugoslavia. In 1961, Tito co-founded the non-aligned movement, aligning Yugoslavia with other nations seeking an independent path between the superpowers. His domestic rule was marked by periods of liberalization and repression as he worked to maintain unity in the ethnically diverse federation. Despite internal challenges and nationalist movements, Tito maintained a strong grip on power and elevated Yugoslavia's international standing. In his later years, Josip Broz Tito continued to serve as the unifying force of Yugoslavia, presiding over a complex federation of republics and ethnic groups. The 1970s saw rising nationalist sentiments, most notably during the Croatian Spring of 1971, which Tito suppressed to maintain federal stability. In 1974, a new Yugoslav constitution was adopted, granting greater autonomy to the republics and provinces while proclaiming Tito as president for life. Despite declining health, Tito remained an active international figure, championing the non-aligned movement and hosting numerous world leaders. By the late 1970s, his health deteriorated significantly due to circulatory problems. In January 1980, he was hospitalized in Ljubljana, Slovenia, where complications led to the amputation of his leg. On May 4, 1980, Josip Broz Tito died at the age of 87. His death marked the end of an era, leaving a power vacuum and deep uncertainties about Yugoslavia's future. Millions attended his funeral, reflecting his global stature and the profound impact he had on his country and the world.